Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video and to a new 2 million credit time trial challenge on Gran Turismo 7. We are back at Road Atlanta and we are in the Group 1 cars. Any Group 1 car is available for this one, and I instantly got a flashback to when we had the X2019 time trial here, which almost gave me a nervous breakdown. I am very comfortable in a slow-ish road car with low grip and wobbly suspension, and this is quite the opposite. And I think I am on for quite a challenge here and will definitely have to get back to this one. But this is my first hour attempt on this one and my first impressions, so let's just get straight into it. I am sitting ready with my coffee. It's almost 9 o'clock, and as soon as the time ticked over, I jumped in to see what is up for us. I am picking up my prize for the previous time trial, and yeah, that was pretty much my reaction. I am not strong in Group 1 cars, and since this is early doors, I am just jumping in completely blind. I'm not really knowing what I'm doing, and let's just get around the first couple of corners. Somehow I survived the chicane at the top of the hill, not in any elegant way, but I survived it. But then I went off track here and got invalidated the time. So this is my first slow, complete lap around the track. I'm used to braking for turn 1 in all other sorts of cars, but that's not really needed in this one. Just crawling my way through the chicane, coming down the hill. Can really feel the hybrid system kick in. I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. And we are making our way around this corner in a rather clumsy manner. Now we've got these two corners, a rather flowing corner and then a more tight corner coming over a crest, and I am completely missing especially that second corner. So we're just working our way down the straight, down towards the final chicane. Here I'm just guessing where to brake, but somehow I get the car stopped, taking a big chunk of the first apex, but too big a chunk of the second apex. You only want to graze that one. That compromised my run up the hill there. But we are coming across the line in a rather slow 109.416. And by the way, the hybrid doesn't last for more than one lap. If you continue, it will just run out. And I am riding the brake to load up the hybrid system before starting the lap. I might as well do so to make sure I've got plenty of hybrid. I'm still braking into turn 1. A lift is all you need, but yeah, I'm braking and it basically just unsettles the car, makes the corner all wobbly, and I'm braking too late into the chicane, so you can see I overshoot my turning point, getting the weight transfer all wrong. Let's see what's happening coming up the hill. That was actually okay. I'm not sure whether to exit in 4th or 5th gear. I need to watch some guides myself, and they will be coming out throughout this day. We're making our way around this corner. And here I'm just braking too much while coming into the corner. You're coming over a crest and you'll just understeer if you are still braking too much. Here I'm heavily overshooting the chicane, so I am awfully slow coming up the hill, almost also losing the rear. But despite all that stuff, we still got a chunk of time off. And we are restarting the lap because of the hybrid system. And yeah, still braking into turn 1, still overshooting the chicane. Better entry into this final corner before the back straight, but the car steps out at the exit. But we are shaving off a tiny bit more time. And now I have loaded a new Ghost, and this is going to be a decent improvement. I'm still braking into turn 1. I'm basically not used to having all this grip available. We are making a decent job coming through the chicane at the top of the hill. Now we're coming down the hill, and let's see, can we keep it on the track here? Yeah, a bit cautious coming out of there, didn't want to run wide. Let's see, can we just flow through this corner? I will point out the braking marker for that one later on in the video. Once again, too eager on the throttle, but yeah, we made it work. And for the final chicane, I think my reference point is the 200 board, and then my slow reflexes make me brake sort of where I need to, somewhere between the 200 board and the dotted line across the track. We are down to a 107.682, and this is 2 laps later, and despite being down on hybrid, I'm doing a better job on this lap. It's still the early part of this time trial where you get the bigger chunks of improvements in. We are making our way through the chicane and we're coming down the hill. I am still almost losing the rear coming out of that corner. This car is so fast I cannot even keep up with my commentary. We're making our way across the line in a 107.336. I'm parking the car. Now let's go out and just have a look for a bit. And yeah, I think it's time to refresh the Ghost. I'm loading Danny's Ghost. The Ghost were constantly improving. And is this the old Road Atlanta nightmare in the X 2019 sneaking in? I don't know, but finally we start to get a move on again. I'm down to a 107.163 and almost off the track. And yeah, we are having a couple of restarts. I am just doing this mistake into turn 1 several times, just running into the inside wall. Eventually I start to get braver into turn 1. I'm still braking a tiny bit, but not as much as earlier. Here I am braking a bit too late. You really need to be on the brakes already at the start of the curb on the left hand side. This time I don't go sideways on the exit. That's an improvement at least, and we're coming into the final chicane. And there's a thing with the hybrid system, it's depending on steering angle, so I'm just trying to take this in a couple of straight lines instead of doing one big curve, because then you can get more benefit out of the hybrid system. We're nearly halfway into the hour. You can see the top times are coming down fast. I'm barely hanging on. We still got some increased bravery into turn 1. Braking less and less, and also a less crappy chicane this time. I think you can take a bigger chunk of the first part, but be careful not to cut it. We're coming down the hill. I'm braking roughly at the start of the curve on the right hand side and just letting the car coast through until it's safe to come onto the power. And this was an awful corner. I think I just eagerly stabbed the throttle a couple of times right coming into the apex, but we're down to a 106.616. I am parking the car once again. And fresh attempts, new Ghost loaded, constantly trying to load the fastest Ghost, and everyone is on this at the moment. We are coming up the hill, even less braking this time. Yeah, we are making our way through the chicane and down the hill, braking at the start of the curve on the left hand side. I'm trying 5th gear out of here this time. I have to check that out further myself. And coming around this corner, I'm just getting close to the apex. Don't get on that curb. And unfortunately still a small slide on the exit. I was having too much steering input whilst getting on the power. This was a bit of a dodgy chicane. Too big a chunk of the second apex that really unsettles the car, and you lose speed just when you want to get on the power of the hill. But we are down to a 106.381, and we are slowly coming towards the end of my hour. I've got a little over 20 minutes left. It was getting more tough for me at least to find the rhythm, but this is my final run, and I'm going to run the full lap and also slow it down a little bit along the way. You can see I was loading up the hybrid at the start of the lap. So we are coming around here and coming into turn 1. The orange barrier, you need to go past that. We are going to where the grass bit starts, only lifting up. That was turning in a bit too narrow. Now braking at the start of the curb to make sure I can time the weight shift sort of right. We are coming down the hill, and I am trying to straight line my braking at the start of the curb, coasting around until it's safe to get onto the power. And here I am using the start of the tarmac or the lamp post on the right hand side there. And as we are coming around this corner, as soon as the car is sort of straight, I am braking for the second corner, coming over that small crest. Really have to be careful not to be too eager there. Just let the car coast over the hill so you can get on the power again. And we are coming down the straight. Not much to say about that, but I am having a look after the 200 board. As soon as that is at the edge of my screen, I go for the brakes. I am taking a big chunk of the first apex, but only trying to graze the second one because it will unsettle the car otherwise. Trying to go straight, turn a bit, straight, turn a bit to make sure I get some hybrid boost, and we are across the line at a 106.016, which was my best attempt within my first hour. I had a few minutes to go, but I couldn't do more about it. And let me just show a screenshot. This is 2 hours later. You can see the times are coming down, and I will have to keep an eye out for this. I think I can sneak into the 105s, but I will let this settle in, let the fast drivers do their thing, and then I will go back and give it another go. So this is a work in progress, but this was my first impressions. I hope you found the video entertaining, maybe even somewhat useful. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.